I don't believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Obviously, we are different.
We're all you're getting. Ha! We're all you need!
They call themselves the Bad Batch. Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. The defective clones with desirable mutations.
This is one meeting I don't want to miss.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dad Batch Podcast, Episode 0. My name is Steven Schultz, a.k.a. Stevie Kicks, a.k.a. Wrecker, and I am your host in the pilot seat today. And with me, as always, are our other Dad Batchers, your space daddies. First up, you know him as Tech.BadBatch. He's our very own Sour Patch Kid. Joe, how you doing?
Doing very, very well, especially after Comic-Con, so feeling pretty good.
Excellent. And he's more machine than man. Echo. Ramey, how you doing, sir?
Doing good. As Tech was, I was at Comic-Con, so it was good to see him, and didn't you, Steven? So we'll talk more about that, I'm sure, in a little bit.
Excellent. He's a driver. He's a flyer. He's a painter. He's a hunter. Alpha Ignition. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, guys. Good. Got a screaming baby in the background, but other than that, everything is peachy.
Well, we are the Dad Batch, so that's par for the course. And last, but certainly not least, our cuddly Crosshair himself, the connoisseur of toothpicks. Sith and ain't easy. Brian, how you doing?
Fine. I'm good. Just living the summer camp dream here in North Carolina.
That's excellent. Always staying in character. All right, guys. Well, like I said, welcome to episode 1 of the episode 0, I should say, of the Dad Batch podcast. It's sort of like our pilot episode. So it's going to be a lot of glitches. It's a tester. A lot of glitches.
I would say that's accurate, considering we started trying to do this about an hour ago. We're just now getting it going.
Yes,
professional.
An hour of pre-production. We'll get that down, hopefully. Let's go around the room here. I'm drinking some Bundaberg ginger beer, nice and spicy from Australia. Oh, yeah, I get the diet, just like he recommended. So let's go around. John.
What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Guys, good. Just hanging out, and happy we've got this thing rolling, finally. We've been talking about it for a little while, and...
when did we start talking about it?
Oh, gosh.
I think it was...
Oh, it's been a while.
I think it was a joke.
Our first photo shoot?
Yeah, I think it was a joke when we went to do the photo shoot. Someone mentioned Dad Batch instead of Bad Batch, and I think from there it kind of evolved.
Was it then? So that was like October of October, November?
2021.
That sounds right.
And then Steven quickly got the Instagram,
jumped on it.
Jumped on everything.
This, that.
Ramey, as soon as Ramey registered the domain name, I was like, all right, this is serious.
Merch, everything.
Yep.
merch.
Oh, yeah, we've definitely got some merch coming.
Just straight level 10.
Got the Dad Bad merch.
That's funny.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Excellent, John.
Yeah.
Ramey, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Glad to be home from Comic-Con. So was looking forward to it so much after however many years of not having it. And I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but it felt a little recycled. Like it literally felt like I was there for an extra day from 2019, which was the last time it actually happened. So, I went to preview night, and there wasn't really. Usually preview night, I'm all excited. There's stuff I want to go in there and buy, and get the exclusives, and there wasn't anything. I came away with. There wasn't anything to get. Picked up a couple pieces of art, which I usually do. I can look at those at some point later. By the time the end of the day rolled around on Friday, I was just kind of done. So I felt like I'd seen everything. So good to get home, back to the new house.
I was a little disappointed that I couldn't walk around with those big Hasbro bags. They didn't even have an exclusive you could pick up.
There was no Hasbro toy shop. A Sideshow wasn't selling anything on site. It was like, there's something to be said for like being able to go in there and have it in your hands first. I don't want to go in there and like get some QR code that I can scan and then get it when everybody else gets it. Because frankly, like the Hasbro exclusive, it was just there on HasbroToyShop.com to get. If you had the link, you could get it. You didn't have to have been at the con.
Oh wow!
So, there was nothing magical about it.
Yeah, they need to go back definitely to like having the booth where you can buy stuff, wait in line. Because that's where I would make all my friends would be in line.
Right. Like-minded people.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm over pre-orders. I'm tired of like buying something now, and then 2 years from now I might have it.
No, yeah, that's not the big.
Or a year from now you get a random charge on your credit card, and you're like, "What did I just buy?"
Yeah, that's been getting me in trouble lately because like stuff's hitting the bank account, and all of a sudden, and especially with the supply chain problems, a ship will come in. And it's got 5 or 6 things on it, and so like all of a sudden everything's hitting rapid fire because they unloaded this boat and it's got everything there, and you're getting charged for stuff that you weren't expecting to get charged for all at once.
And in the meantime, you don't have any room for it anymore, and it's yeah, definitely. I hope San Diego Comic-Con 2023 is better for sure.
Bad, guys?
Yeah, it felt like San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition,
like
to
light,
me, where there was just like it felt like they didn't really know if they were having it this year.
They didn't go all in.
Felt lazy. Felt lazy and rushed.
It was they were hedging their bets, waiting for the next shoe to drop. But like I said, it just felt recycled. There wasn't anything different. Like the Lucasfilm Pavilion, the walls and everything. Like they had a row of mannequins, and they had the same kind of Death Star wall skin that they've used the last time. So and it was kind of the same thing everywhere. It was just sort of the same Comic-Con we saw 3 years ago.
It looked fun. And
budgets are tight.
My kid won. He won something at the Lego booth.
Nice.
Which was crazy because normally the Lego booth will like give away things. Like everybody runs to the Lego booth to get the free giveaways. This year, all they had were just like these LCD touchscreens, and it had like a little Lego brick breaker game. And if you got like the high score for the night, you like got a prize or something. So he and I were like both. We had like 2 sets of hands on the screen to get the high score. And
so
they were letting all the little kids do that with their dads. Yeah, basically.
Dad for assist.
And we walked away with what we thought was a high score, and then I get an email like 2 days later that he did get it, and then they were like, "Come back to the booth and get a gift card."
Sweet.
Nice.
So he's like super stoked.
That's right.
But as far as exclusives, they didn't have anything. So, oh well.
Womp womp.
Tech, how you doing, Joe?
Good. My experience, SDCC. So that was my first time. First time going to anything.
Oh wow,
dude! Serious. I'm new, man. I'm new. Come on, I'm new. And so I got my Bad Batch socks.
Bastard.
Yes.
Yep. Dude, I got some Hunter socks for you. I got some Crosshair socks for you. You'll be fine.
We saw something new at the Sideshow booth, didn't we?
What?
Tech.
We saw Tech. We saw Crosshair. And we saw Wrecker. That was pretty dope.
Hunter was there too.
So that was pretty awesome to see the Sideshow. Yeah. What are you holding up? You holding up the tech socks? Yeah.
He's got the socks.
Yeah, for
Wrecker
those that
socks.
can see the video, I've got the Wrecker socks and the tech socks.
Oh, you got just
Those
two?
are cool.
You got
Yeah.
two?
Yeah, you could buy
I
a
got
set
the-
of 2, but the problem is you can't get Crosshair. Crosshair didn't belong in a set. You had to get. Well, he was if you bought all 5.
Right, to get the set.
You had
So-
to buy the expensive pack to get Crosshair.
Yeah, yeah.
Crosshair was the real exclusive.
So I'll take Wrecker's techs if he doesn't want them, and then I can get you the Hunter.
Oh, yeah,
and I
dude.
can get you Crosshair.
I'll send you.
Of course.
I'll send you these socks.
Of
No
course.
worries.
Of course, Crosshair would be the coolest.
Of course. Well, whatever.
But is his the Imperial crosshair or is it the regular crosshair?
Nah, regular. It's first.
Yeah.
First. Yeah.
He's V1. Why wouldn't
Yep.
that be-
They kept us together, man. I think because he's a fan favorite. Like when he's together with us.
Yeah,
right? When
he's
he's
a- he's a-
Imperial. People
Wait.
are like, come on, come
he was
back.
a killer.
Say that again. Say that again.
Fan favorite?
He wants to record.
I think people want you to come back. No, but I enjoyed SDCC because I volunteered a couple of times wearing my Stormtrooper TK, and it was fun. Dude, just a million pictures. People love the Imperial Stormtrooper.
What do you
It's a
mean you
classic.
volunteered?
So I was asked to walk around for 4 hours wearing the TK armor. In exchange,
Asked-
I got
Asked by the convention?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's
And in
rad.
exchange, I got to attend. Yeah,
That's
it's
a
pretty
good
cool.
deal.
It's a good deal. Yep.
That's so. Like you and other storm. Was it just you, or were there other stormtroopers? Like
It was all kinds of people, but it was just me. Like, I think there was some other 501st and some other people. Like, there was like people from some other clubs. There was a SpongeBob and like walking around, and like all these people were just brought in with these costumes, and they
that's
exchanged
cool.
for a ticket. Yeah.
So people are like coming in, picking up their badge, and then like they get the early interaction with like a stormtrooper.
That's basically it. Like, I didn't have to like actually work. I was just walking around saying, like a stormtrooper, just taking pictures of people. That's it.
Did
That's
you-
my job for 4 hours? It was legit.
Did you suit up any other time other than that, or?
The next day, I did. We took a photo, the usual, Legion photos.
Oh yeah.
So Chief Geek photographer came out and took a photo. It's pretty cool. So it was like anybody in Star Wars, anybody. It didn't matter if you
Oh,
were
yeah,
in foam
the-
or cardboard.
the halls.
Everybody was out there. And then they asked, "Hey, Legion, stay around, and we'll do a Legion only photo." So that was cool.
They always do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I sat at the table for a little bit and volunteered at the tables because people always want to know, hey, are you in the 501st? How do you build a costume? Everybody wants to know how. And so I talked to probably at least, and I'm not exaggerating, I sat at the table twice, and I probably talked to at least 30 different people about what to do,
Wow.
how much it costs. A lot of people are interested, and they're really curious. So I was there to kind of hopefully guide them and help them.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
I did that Legion photo one year wearing Darth Vader, and it was when there was a crazy heat wave, and it was like 100 and something degrees outside, and it just stood around out there for like 2 hours, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again.
It takes
Dude,
so
no.
long.
It didn't take that long.
I don't think it's ever. I don't think it's ever hit 100 degrees in San Diego, except for inside your Vader costume.
It hits.
It does get warm, but everybody said, "Oh, this is going to take like an hour and a half, 2 hours." It didn't. Like, Brandon was fast. Like
Nice.
he was. Everybody get out, and he was just yelling.
Yeah.
Everybody, all right, line up
Yeah.
over here, Imperial over here. He was just like boom, 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 but he was having a good time. He wasn't like being mean. He's like the guy's full of joy.
It's inevitable.
He's just like
It's always a hurry up
telling
and
everybody
wait,
what to do.
like a parade.
Yeah.
But it didn't take long at all, man. I would say
That's cool.
we were done probably like in 45 minutes. All the photos, everything.
That's awesome. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool,
I had
dude.
a little bit of FOMO from the East Coast, so I'm glad you guys had fun.
Well, speaking of FOMO, how you doing, Brian?
Fine.
He's missing out.
A little bit of FOMO. I'm good.
What's up? What's been going
I'm
on?
good. I mean, I think most people that are going to be listening to this probably saw the saga of Crosshair and Omega costumes being lost by UPS coming home from Star Wars Celebration. That was not a fun month, but they're back. Lightly damaged, but here.
Back.
So, yep, got to fix those things up. that sucked, coming back from Celebration with all y'all, and we had such a fun time. And then dealing with them disappearing was a huge bummer. But they're back. So hopefully the weather will cool off a little bit. It's really hot out here. And we can start working on some new stuff, since we're all planning on going to London next year.
Jolly London.
Yeah.
Fish and chips.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. But I gotta ask you,
hello, Governor.
Brian, I gotta ask you, man, why did you ship it? Why didn't you just take it as a carry-on, or check
why
it
didn't
in
you wear it
luggage?
on the plane?
So many other options.
That's a 6-hour flight wearing armor. Doesn't sound fun. Can't sit either, so that'll be good.
We spent more time in the armor.
Just stand up and pass out.
Well, when I weighed out my options of what to bring, when we went to Celebration Orlando, I actually traveled with my bin, my 501st bin that stores all my armor, which is pretty heavy. And that was, what year was Orlando? 17? 17,
Yeah.
I think
Yep,
Orlando
yep,
was
yep.
in 17. So the price of things has changed quite substantially since then. So for me to ship with a bin, it would have just been crazy, and I wouldn't have been able to fit that much in it just because of the shape of the armor. When we went to Orlando, we shoved Darth Vader, Seventh Sister, a Jawa, and some other soft costumes, Han Solo and some other stuff, all in the bin, and then carried on our helmets with Crosshair. He would take up the whole bin. So, and then shipping was checking the luggage on the plane would have been over $200 probably each way. Shipping it was a little over $100.
Jeez.
So, and then we had other costumes that we brought too. So, it's we weighed out all the different costs, and that's what we came to. So,
Fair.
Oh, but you would have had it with you.
I know.
Yeah.
You didn't have to wait a month, and it wouldn't have
Where's
been
all the
smashed. They
trouble?
put dogs in the bottom of the planes, man. Your armor would have been good enough.
For real.
It would have been a lot of money to ship it. So, it gives you something to think about when we go to London.
Carry on, baby.
Dude, it's pretty cold. It's cold in there, right?
No.
The bottom of the plane. It's
right-
cold, right?
It's acclimated. It's the same as a cabin. Because
Same
there's
as a
pets
cabin.
down there. Yeah, I flew
See?
my pets from Argentina to the U.S. back like.
I
And
thought you
they're
were going
fine?
to say you flew. I thought you were going to say you flew in a
I
dog
didn't
cage.
personally, but my dog did at the time.
'Cause I'm-
And
Because just 3D prints in the bottom of a plane, right,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
international. Ooh, is it gonna be like a
no,
pile of mush?
it's absolutely climate controlled, and should be fine. I mean,
It's
as
also-
long as it's not.
We'll
as
see.
long as it's
It's-
not smashed.
It's also England in the spring. It's not going to be hot.
Yeah,
Well,
which is
they're
wet.
having a heat wave right now.
it's
You
always
never know.
wet there, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just always wet in England, man. I lived in England.
We
for
can
3
all
years.
just wear our season 2 armor because it's all chopped up anyway.
Works
Except for
for
Brian.
you
wear it
guys.
on the plane
Yeah, pretty much.
But
for
yeah,
10.5 hours, Steven. My flight's 10.5
That's
hours.
fine.
that one's going to
Take a red eye, you'll
In
fall
the armor.
asleep.
that one's going to take some coordinating. We're going to have to figure that out. So probably have to cave on the plane and suck it up. So the price we pay for being awesome.
I think that if we coordinate it, we were thinking, to send it on a pallet
Yeah.
for everybody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or we just do our own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
John's already like,
I'm
no,
not doing the
I'm
pallet.
good, I'm good.
Good luck with that. If you get your stuff lost, it might not get there. It might get dumped over the Atlantic. You never know. Whatever. I'll take that on the plane with me and call it a day.
I'll try it on
Yeah.
the plane.
I'll wear it before I.
See,
Let's see what
my
happens.
problem is we're going to be spending at least a week.
Yeah.
We're going to be spending at least a week with family and moving around
Yeah.
the countryside over there. I'm not dragging my armor around with me for a 2-week vacation for, because of the 4 days of the show. I'm going to have to come up with a way to get it there, have it in London waiting for me then get it home without having to deal with it the rest of my trip.
I mean,
So,
You're talking about you're not going to wear Echo in Westminster Abbey? Like,
we're
what?
not going to do Penny Lane.
Hey, Beefeater, how you doing?
Yeah, we got to visit the Queen in armor.
That would be cool.
we're gonna go mess with those guys outside Buckingham Palace trying to make
we're
them
gonna
We're going to get knighted. We're going to get knighted.
full costume.
We're going to get a bayonet in our ass.
That's what the armor's for.
Well, they're trained, right, to not react to anything.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Supposedly.
they do.
I think if you hit them,
No,
though, they're
yeah,
going to
you
freaking
can't
slice
mess
you
with
in half.
Yeah,
Well, don't hit them.
That's crazy.
We're way
jeez.
off topic.
So I actually took my son to Comic-Con for the first time this year.
Oh, that was his first time.
And he's 5. Yeah, that was his first Comic-Con. As like legit, he dressed up.
he did good.
He
You look like you had a good time. Dude, he beat you
He
up.
had
He was
a
wearing
blast.
He was wearing a dinosaur suit.
So
He beat you
yeah,
up.
so okay, we went to a booth. We went to the Hasbro booth, and this kid stood in line to try and get access to the new. It's like a Nerf blaster that shoots like these little water beads.
Like gel.
Okay, and so he's standing in line the whole night. Yeah, and he even puts these like safety goggles on. He's like super stoked, and then he gets to the front of the line. He's next. And then the girl there was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, little boy. It's for 14 and over only." Like, with no regard for his feelings. And he just, like, starts to, like, well up. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he crosses his arms and turns away. And then the girl takes, like, the goggles off his face. And he was just like, he lost it.
What?
So, like, he just starts so he just starts walking away. And he walks straight to a booth called Jazzwares, which is, like, I've never seen this booth before. I guess it's their first year, maybe.
Huh.
But on display, they've got a Darth Vader costume, which is like, it looked like the Rubies Supreme, but like more like higher level. And then they had the Doctor Strange cape on display, which is like available for purchase in the future. And then in between that, they had those inflatable dinosaur costumes. But it was Spider-Man and Venom.
So good.
And it was like Spider-Rex and Venomsaurus,
T-Rex,
right?
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so my son sees it. He's a big Spider-Man fan, and he was just like, like his emotions like did a complete 180, like in the snap of a finger, right? And he's looking at these things, and they're made for adults. So he asks me, "Dad, can I get one?" And I was like, "Oh, buddy, I don't know if we can. I don't think you're gonna fit." And so his eyes are still welled up from the Hasbro booth.
Come on.
He goes
He's a cute
he goes
kid,
up
man.
to the Jazzware girl, like with tears like still running down his face. "Excuse me, do you have one that'll fit a 5-year-old?" And the girl was just like, "Oh my god, let me go check." And she comes back with the owner of the booth, like the CEO of the company, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, son. You know, we don't make these in kid sizes yet, but I do have the product sample for the kid size. You want to see if it fits?" And he's just like, he was beaming. He's like, yeah. He gets it. So he's got the only one in the world. It's like a product sample. They haven't even made these yet for Spider-Rex. And he's like, he looks up at me and he goes, "Dad, can we battle?" And I'm
here we
like,
go.
"Oh, okay, go ahead and
Give me the other suit."
Give me a Venomsaurus while you're at it."
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause Steven's story here. So this is where Joe and I come in. So Joe and I were waiting to get into the convention, and we were trying, like, up until the convention opened, we were messaging Steven because he's got like access. He was in already, and he's like, "Come on, guys, try and get in." And we tried, and we couldn't do it. So they open the doors, and we come in, and as soon as the doors opened, like, all of a sudden, Steven goes radio silent. We're like, "Where are you?" We could not answer.
We're trying to hit him up. Yeah.
Because all of what he just described is going on. And so we start walking around, and we're looking at Sideshow. And oh, hey, let's go over to Lucasfilm. And then we finally get over we're just walking down the aisle, and we see a giant inflatable Venom dinosaur and a little 5-year-old sized Spider-Man dinosaur just battling it out with like 20 people with cameras and filming and
Tail
video
whips.
crews and like the news crew. I like half the convention was sitting there watching this, and it's like epic battle. By the end of it, Venom's laying on the ground, and Spider Rex is like whipping him with his tail, kicking him, punching him.
Dude,
I mean,
he was
we
hitting it,
practically
like,
had
down
to
the
pull
pitch.
him off.
Oh no!
There were some
By
down-
the end of it,
down
when I
fists.
was on the ground, I had to go to the ground because this kid was like getting body shots and then headshots.
You took a
like
knee,
he
yeah.
went full force. It was
therapeutic for him.
I
Man.
had,
Yeah. See, the whole time he was just envisioning that you were the girl at the Hasbro booth that wouldn't let him shoot the gun.
yeah, he was like,
You robbed me of my
I'm gonna
joy,
beat you down,
Hasbro."
Hasbro.
So you came out of there with 2 suits.
Yeah. $180 later, but
Dude, you already had
the price
like
for a
it was
kid
not
pass,
even
that's right.
it wasn't even open the floor 30 minutes and you had like 5 bags.
He's efficient.
Well, I had 3 years of not going to Comic-Con, pent up frustration. My wallet was ready to burst.
Hey, on a good year, it would have been 3 times as many bags as what he had by the time we found him.
Yeah. But you know what? Like
That's
I
a
said,
rad story.
It was his
a good
first
one, yeah.
Comic-Con, so
Yeah.
it made it a success, total success.
guess I didn't-
So
it was
fun.
I'm
I
his
guess I
hero
didn't
now.
think of that I'd never seen him at Comic-Con before. WonderCon, you brought him there before, right? Maybe not.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been missing Comic-Con for 3
Yeah.
years,
Yeah, he
and
was-
he's only
Yeah.
5. So
Then you fed him some good mac and cheese, man. Good dad. You're a good
That's
papa,
right.
man.
Gosh.
You're a good papa.
I want some mac and cheese.
yeah.
You're a good dad.
He wanted mac and
Dad
cheese.
batch.
We found it.
Well, I have him. He's 5 now, and then we've got the little one, who's 2. So he'll do his first Comic-Con in like 3 years. But we're just stopping. We're stopping with the 2, so that's good. What about you, John? When
Dude.
is little Amy gonna
Get
her
his
first
sister or
Comic-Con?
brother.
My friend, one and done. She's such a handful. It's insane. Yeah,
she gonna do
I
a convention
actually,
soon,
I
or
want to
what?
do a little Leia for her. She's kind of she has the Leia aesthetic if she can keep herself from screaming and yelling. So I want to
Hey,
Classic
Leia's-
Leia or from the new
show.
show?
Leia's spicy.
Little Leia, yeah. Yeah,
Ah,
I mean,
okay, cool.
It could morph into anything else, whatever. But I do want to get her like a little casual Leia costume that she can walk around and just be comfortable in. That she might not even know she's in costume, And that way, because she could pull it off. I know she can. I just gotta like hit someone.
Dude,
else.
she would look adorable as Jen Urso. She'd be
Dude,
so cute.
I mean, the thing is, she's not a fan of wearing a lot of layers and stuff. And like, if she wants something off, it has to be
yeah.
off. It's like But if I do a Leia, it's like a very thin type, depending on the
Tunic
costume,
and
I guess.
pants.
Yeah, something simple and.
Well, then you got to dress up as Jimmy
I didn't
Smits too. Like
I didn't even think
so
about
you can always
that.
take a knee next to her.
You got to get a haircut.
Oh, yeah.
Make it a
I
little
could do
Lola.
that I could do.
Little
yeah.
Lola.
I don't know about the haircut, but Lola's doable.
I've got a
Well, you know, there was that
Lola print
episode.
I haven't painted yet.
There was that one time that Princess Leia met the Bad Batch and then hung out with Omega. It was Omega.
That would
It was
be
Omega and Leia.
Hold on, I'm navigating back to the lair.
What about you, Blackie? What's up with your daughter? I mean, is she like still into costuming, or what's going on? How old is she
Levi is a 15 and a half, so she's working on getting her driver's license. We're going through all that right now. But it's been, I tell you, I jokingly say, oh yeah, we're just like full in summer camp over here. I mean, it's like, it's hot and we're just like enjoying summer. She's going to go back to regular school this year. So, she's getting ready for that. But we have, I think after Celebration, it just got, like I said, it's been hot. It got super hot. And then it's just kind of unmotivated. It's
just hot.
Your answer for everything.
Brian,
hot.
is it hot? Is it hot over there? Or
It's hot.
'cause I was wondering.
Well, it's hot in the workshop.
Crosshair's currently stationed on Mustafar.
Yeah, it's hot in the workshop. So, but we got a bunch of stuff I got to work on because there was actually a bunch of stuff for the custom Mandos, didn't arrive in time for celebration, and of course was sitting on the doorstep when we got back. So I got to like break into all that. And I just, motivation was definitely a little bit low after losing that box. But now I want to get after it and start doing stuff. But it's hot.
Well, you've got a teenage girl learning how to drive. I don't think costumes are going to be
I don't know.
high priority on her list.
She's into it because as soon as we finish stuff, then she's like all about it, trying to do TikToks and stuff. So she likes it.
Oh God,
the TikTok. She's into it. I don't think
Dude, social media, man.
I don't think she'll go away from it. But Ramey's far more experienced in that world than I am.
Ramey, how many kids do you have?
We have 6, not including the son-in-law, because number 1's married.
Oh, man.
Right.
Wow.
And they've all costumed?
Every single one of them has costumes, yes. So
How about the son-in-law? Did you get him?
no, although he's roughly my size, so I think anyone
Dude,
of mine would fit him.
in some plastic. Wrap him in some plastic.
Yeah.
Say, get out there, guy.
One of these days I gotta
action
throw
figure.
Like saran
I
wrap, or
gotta
what do you?
find it like the
armor,
most
dude.
miserable. No, I gotta find the
Armor,
most
dude.
miserable costume that I can find, and then make him wear that to a troop.
Like a latex
Just haze him.
Jabba the Hutt.
Like here, we've got a troop
fiberglass. Fiberglass. Just
Nah, so I'll pick a troop in like Palm Desert, and I'll make him wear the Tuscan.
Don't put a big.
Like
Or make them wear the
Yes.
Or Steven's Plo Koon.
Yeah,
Plo
anything
Koon or
mask.
bit, something that's got, like latex mask.
anything with full latex. Just put them on. Put it on them.
It's funny.
And don't warn him.
Say there's fans when there aren't. Like, I must have left them. Yeah.
Oh no, they're in there.
Check the switch. Yeah.
Are you going to work on any new costumes for the kids?
No.
What's he doing? What's going on?
What is Ramey not working on?
Yeah, I don't have anything for the.
Yeah.
I've got my 2 projects on the workbench right now. I've got Echo. I'm in season 2 Echo.
Oh, we
It's
just
right here.
We just jumped ahead.
Look at that.
Ooh,
We just jumped ahead
We
segments.
just segued really
Well, hold
quickly.
on a second. Hold on. Yeah, you're skipping segments here. So that
He
actually
asked me
that'll
what I
take
was
us into
working
our
on.
first
Yeah.
segment. Well, for the kids,
I haven't
but
really
since we're
guessed.
going to talk about what we're working on, let's see what's on the workbench.
God, this doesn't like clone armor.
Looks a little tight on you, old man.
Yeah, at least I know how to wear it.
All right, guys, and that takes us into our weekly workbench. All right, so who's working on what? What's going on?
I gotta stop. That's so good. Dude. That intro is amazing. So awesome, Steven. Good job.
All right.
Well, I had to find one that was like talking
Armor's
about
kind
armor.
of tight on you, old man.
It's Kanan and Rex, yeah.
John, you need to do. Okay, so I have one of the few Rebels TKs.
Oh.
So I've got an animated TK. And
I
so
know where you're
with
going.
the bald hair and the beard, I didn't occur to me until he's playing that, but I could actually pull off the old man Rex in the TK armor. You need to do Kanan in the TK armor because I'm pretty sure in that scene he's wearing some too.
The issue is my TK is not animated.
I know. We'll have to hook the up. We gotta fix that.
We'll
We
talk
have to
about
fix that. We have to
that's
You
what
could be like the 4th person in the Legion with one.
That's what John's working on.
No, yeah. I mean, I might be at this point. I've thought about that though. I've thought about just doing
Rebels
my
TK.
as like a live action Kanan. But the problem is, I did look back at that, and he has the goatee in that specific thing. And I'm not a fan of the Kanan with the goatee. I like the Kanan with the beard, personally.
Right.
Well, you're going to shave it all
It's
off
not
anyway
about
for
what you
John
want.
Wick 4,
It's what,
right?
it's what the fans
Yeah.
want. It's not about
Maybe
you.
I'll do a goatee. You never know. But I was thinking about doing it with the realistic TK armor, just to kind of just do it because that's what I have and whatever. And people might get it. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I don't have to
That
be
would-
blind. I can just tie the hair back and
I think they would.
shave accordingly.
I mean, I've got my
They do a
realistic
to-
TK.
Well,
we could just do full realistic version of that whole thing. We just got to walk around and do that whole monologue the whole time.
I think we should.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, right.
Realistic?
Because
Why not?
we are in live action, so why not?
There you go.
Right? Okay. All right.
Exactly.
All right. Well, okay. So since you've got so much stuff to work on, John, what are you working on this week? What's on the workbench?
Season 2 Hunter going on. I haven't really dived into it yet. I just plasti dipped the inside so they're not itchy because they're fiberglass resin. But I haven't really painted anything, and I actually need more reference really to comfortably move forward because I know the undersuit is going to have a lot of random details that we didn't pick up on yet, and I know that the paint on the armor has some white segments that are on the right that they've been hiding from us, and like a new bicep and all this couple other things. So before I go full on with the build, I want like another clip or another trailer or something because maybe
Next month,
but
probably.
I need something else. I need something else.
30 days
sure.
out.
You gotta like.
Well, what are you gonna do if the colors change from episode 1 to episode like 12?
We
or
might have to decide collectively on like what specific stage of armor we're doing. Yeah, because I have a feeling they're gonna switch it up eventually, but maybe not. I have a running theory in my own mind that the armor that you see from the trailer that's different from their armor, I think that might be like a disguise type of thing going on, rather than them just upgrading. Because, come on, I don't think Malone is that, I know he likes to
Cruel.
I know he likes to give cosplayers a hard time with costumes. So
No, he's cruel. Yeah, he's very cruel when it comes to
The merchandising people won't let him change the suits up too
especially.
much. They'd be like, we can only sell
can't
so
make
much
three
merch a
figures.
year. It's got to be consistent.
Yeah. 3 different armors on one figure.
Well,
Hasbro can't keep up.
you gotta hack up your armor, right? Too. So
It's
that's
just
the other thing.
It's just the thighs. That
You
are
don't want
hacked
to do
up.
that until you for sure. Yeah.
But we have enough reference for that. I could cut them up. I think it's the front and the back for Hunter. He has the cutouts in the front, cutouts in the back.
But to your point, John, what if it's only like 2 episodes that they're wearing the orange and and you just hack up some stuff for 2 episodes?
I guess. I don't know. That would suck. Yeah, if we watch the first episode, we're like, all right, we have our references, go. And then by the 3rd episode, they're in new armor. Then
They're like right back.
I have my
right?
first set still, so who knows? But I think they wouldn't just have new armor. It would be it wouldn't be new armor of the same armor. It would be different armor. So if I cut it up, it would be fine.
Dude, I think they change permanently, but they don't change right away. Like, I think it's going to be, and I think I shared this with you guys before, it's probably going to be like episode 1 or 2, old stuff, but it's just beat the hell up, scratched, cracked, pieces missing maybe, except for Tech, because, he's not wearing much anyway. And then it shifts to, like, the new stuff. But I don't know, man.
I have a theory that episode 1's just gonna like open up with everyone in all new armor, no explanation.
Really?
And I think there's going to be a time jump because
There is going to be a time jump. I think so.
I think they did.
I think we're going to see Omega just like full on. She's been training for like probably 8 months to a year, and everyone's changed because at this point, anyone who's loyal to the Republic is probably
Dead.
what?
Dead or wanted.
like wanted, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
they've got to disguise themselves, I think.
So, John, what are you working on?
So I think that's what we're going to
Oh
see.
yeah, so I guess I'm just working on season 2 Hunter. Yeah.
Season 2.
That's it
Season
for
2?
now,
That's it.
Yeah.
The droid.
Season 2.
What
Hunter.
about your droid?
All right, cool.
Your droid? No.
The droid's on hold.
Well, you're moving,
Yeah, I don't
so.
have money for the droid right
Droid
now.
head.
There's a lot of expenses that would have to come. Super expensive.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
expensive,
I mean,
man.
I got the
Droid's
dome,
no joke.
but the body. I need new skins, and I need.
Raimi, how many droids? How much money is a
princes.
droid?
Too much.
I mean, so not including the filament.
What? You serious?
Not including the filament. So like I don't know what the camera can't see. So Chopper behind me, he's probably my least expensive droid. The motors in the feet I got on like eBay. I bought 2 old Razor scooters, and I yanked the whole scooters came. I yanked the motors out, threw everything else away. So those are in his feet. All said and done, he is probably $500-$600 for him.
Printed.
What?
Yeah,
What?
he's cheap. It's printed, so filament.
I'll take 3,
filament,
please.
all the robotics and stuff. Now, there's one piece in there that has skyrocketed and become impossible to get, and it's actually that same piece is in the motor driver, the board that controls the motors. Like the whole chip shortage thing or whatever, like that piece is impossible to get right now, and every droid I've got has one. The R5P8 is a little more expensive. It's bigger, chopper's shorter, so there's less
mass.
material going into them. The BB-8s are stupid compared. Like I've got 2 BB-8 droids, and those are both probably about $5,000 each, because there is a lot of components inside of them.
Yeah, I always heard like R2 units were like pushing 10 for like a proper
10
R2.
grand.
Oh yeah, if you go
Yeah.
if you go with like aluminum parts
aluminum?
and the aluminum skins and like all that stuff, yeah, for sure. But you can put a 3D printed one if you know how to do good finish work. You can put a 3D printed one right next to a all metal one and be hard pressed to tell the difference, especially
Tell.
once they're weathered.
Yeah.
What are you working on this week, Remy? Because I think you're working on something different every week.
Yeah,
right?
Echo's probably like that's what's printing right now. I'm getting all the parts for season 2 Echo printed. I'm going animated. For those that don't know, the Echo that I've got right now is actually a realistic interpretation that's based off the Hot Toys figure. So that's what I've been wearing up until now. So for season 2,
Which is legit. It's so good.
for season-
man. That build
for
is so
season 2, I'm
awesome.
going to go animated. Working on getting that printed out. I'll
Chopping the arm off.
I'll use the same arm that I wear for the other Echo. It doesn't look like his robot arm has changed, so I'll just wear the same arm. Then
Perfect.
my other build, which I'm still kind of researching, is the Galaxy's Edge version of Hondo Onaka. So I've got this.
Big
Hello,
leather,
my friend.
red leather trench coat.
Yeah, the trench coat's my next piece. I'm trying to source the material to do the trench coat. I found the red leather. That part's actually easy. It's the shade of blue or teal that's on the
paneling,
shoulders and down the back. And there's that I can't find that color, so I think I'm going to have to get something lighter and try and dye it down darker, which is going to.
Is it leather?
It's supposed to be leather. I mean,
is it fabric?
I'll probably do.
Oh, just get some leather. Get some leather paint from
Yeah.
Tandy.
Yeah.
What's that stuff?
So I got to find something that's a good base and go from there. But I've got the mask, which is the expensive.
There's a guy in. We have a mutual friend in the Imperial Sands Garrison down in San Diego, who does a lot of like custom painted shoes, and so all the shoes that he paints, he uses like the high quality like leather paints.
That's
from
yeah.
Los Angeles.
There's a leather
that David?
paint I use all the
David.
time.
Yeah, and he does like custom shading and everything. You should hit him up.
I mean, I've done a lot of leather work, and I dye it. Usually, it's shades of brown, but they've got all the colors. In fact, I've got one of the. I've got a pink
50
stormtrooper
Shades of Brown.
that I'll bring out. The pink stormtrooper I'll bring out to like cancer events and things. And I used Tandy Leather's pink leather dye
Oh, that's
to
awesome.
dye my shoes pink because good luck finding pink TK boots. So
Those are easy to get.
We could look in. We can just look in Crosshair's.
I got
closet.
pink TK boots.
new segment idea: Crosshair's Closet.
Crosshair's closet. Which color shade of pink TK boots do you have on this week? Brian, what are you working on this week? What's on the workbench?
I'm gonna do Imperial Crosshair. I have the helmet. I bonded it a week ago.
Nice.
And I need to sand it.
Oh my god.
I'm kind of like I was gonna like crank the helmet out, but then who knows when I'm gonna get the armor? Then I'm gonna have to try to match them. So I might just like get the helmet like prepped and get it ready.
And then paint them at the same time.
But I got a plethora of others. Yeah, I got Ramey helped me out and made me his buckle already.
Okay, so hold on a second. I gotta interject right here. So about 2-3 weeks ago, when you were just like in the thick of it with your Crosshair and Omega like downer, dude, you were like so down in the chat. You were like, I don't even know if I want to build anymore. I'm so emo right now. So the four of us got together and we're like, dude, we gotta, he already doesn't live near us and he's already just all about his boat.
Yeah,
we gotta make sure that this guy like stays focused on building.
No.
So I sent you the microphone that you're talking on, but I also sent you a bottle of resin. And were you thinking like, oh sweet, just resin, more stuff for me to cover my 3D prints on?
Totally.
Because that's what he does.
Totally.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
So I sent you this bottle of resin, and you're like, what
I was
the
like,
heck, right?
I mean, it was
And
on
then
brand.
The next day,
I always do that, and you guys make fun of me.
And Steven and I told him he's probably going to think it's going to be for coating something with resin.
I do it too.
Instead of printing something with it.
Totally.
but I only sent you the bottle of resin because John had agreed to send you something.
John sent me
Which
a
is on your
resin
workbench
printer.
now,
It's
right?
it's too crazy of a gift. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that showed up.
That's sick.
And I'm trying to learn how to use it, which is cool. I printed a little Thanos thing. Where is it? It's not here.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, what, like you're sending him a resin printer.
Yeah.
John's crazy. He's
Talk
total
about overkill.
overkill, dude.
Because I had
So
I had just asked Ramey to.
I should have.
to
In
send you
hindsight, I
something.
should have just made him print
Which is-
the buckle himself. Now he's got the resin printer.
There you
should've
go.
just sent him the file.
He already
give him
has
the
it.
file.
I sent it to him before.
This thing's
Although
a-
I did modify that. That is not the stock. That's not the stock bundle.
I'm sure it's not.
I'll explain a little bit. So when Brian was going through the whole UPS debacle and he was kind of bumming and things weren't looking great, Steven hit me up and he's like, yo, everyone's kind of going to, get Brian something to get him out of the pits a little bit.
Do something.
And back into the mood, whatever. And he was like, well, Joe's getting him boots. And in my head, I'm like, boots? Like, oh my God, like, that's expensive, like, boots are expensive. Holy shit. Well,
It's not that.
well,
Not
Okay,
a fucking
whoa.
printer. Sorry, not a printer, bro.
Wait, did you know that, Brian?
oh,
Oh wow,
my bad. Well, okay. Well,
John.
Spoiler alert.
mine was little
Thanks a lot.
quicker.
Thanks a lot, John.
I don't know. Anyway, so that was the
Are they
chat
pink?
side.
Or
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're getting some pink TK boots.
Pink TK boots.
Okay.
The heels are like
well-
this high.
With little, there's little wing, there's
you
little
guys
fairy
are too
wings
much.
on the
Sorry
back
about
end.
that, Brian. Well, when I heard that from Steven, in my head, I was like, "Whoa, that's
John.
like pretty expensive." Like, I don't even know what boots they are. They're probably just freaking Converse or something. You never know.
they're pink TK boots.
Okay. But in my head, I was like, wow, that's a good gift, whatever. And Steven's like, yeah, so if you want to get him something, think of something. And in my head, I was like, oh, resin printer. No, but I got him a small one. It's not like I got him like a big one. I got him one that the same one I have, the little the Mars 2 Pro. Yeah.
Is it the Mars?
Yeah, the Mars 2 Pro. Yeah, I got it on Amazon. And
Oh, the Mars is good. That's a good printer. Yeah.
Return it or whatever. But I was like, yo, I think he'd like that, because he's usually asking me or some other friends to print him something in resin, and
Yeah.
It's a good way to get it. You need to start resin printing, dude. It's like opens up a whole new type of creation.
So I
like
figured,
it's
like,
incredible. It's a game
I
changer.
printed this little like Thanos head, little bust, and I did it. I turned it on, whatever, and then like walked away and came back later, and I was like, oh, there's nothing on the print bed. I was like, awesome, failed print first try, sweet. And then the plastic was still on the bed.
Oh, yeah, you got to take that off.
Yeah. Which all the other plastic had a little like red
Ricky.
label on it, like they'll peel this off. But on the bed, it didn't have one. So I peeled it off, redid the print, printed right away. So
A bit of a learning curve
But-
for sure, but you got it.
that was a generous gift, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you. That was
the point was that
way too
I was
much.
trying to match the you know, I don't know how much the boots cost or what boots they were. I assumed they were crosshair boots, but
They're pink TK boots, and you're like Michael Scott in The Office. And you're like, who bought the iPod?
well, you know,
It was supposed to be $20.
I wasn't trying to one up anyone. I just wanted you to have something that you could use and be stoked on and be like, yo, I can print, you know,
Yeah,
a
for
buckle,
sure.
for example, or whatever, you know, things for Levi or anything, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was the,
for
the
sure.
thought
It made
behind
me reorganize.
That's a gift that's going to keep.
Yeah.
That's going to keep giving.
Great printer.
Like that printer,
Yeah.
dude. You're going to
Printer
use that a
and-
ton.
and-
You're going to
and
use
the
it.
components are cheap, so if you need to replace anything, you can, you know, realistically. Yeah. So,
It did
That's a
make
really
me
good gift.
reorganize my workshop and prep and
I hope
clean
you-
it. So now it's ready to do stuff in there.
He was like,
so
oh,
There you
I
go.
need to
now I want to get out there. But
There you go.
He was like,
but
I
let
need
me
to lift the lid.
but let me go back
Back on
to what I
track.
said.
Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I had it all. Dude, I fully made space in my garage, set it up, and I was like, oh, this lid has to come off and on. Crap.
I'm like, switch the printer.
I got to redo everything.
God. Dude, you need to be printing. You need to just be careful on those resin printers because you can be printing on those like 24/7 and then the screen goes
Whoa,
out.
whoa, whoa. So the reason why
And then you're just
that
left
printer
with,
is
like,
because
nothing.
the screens are $40 on Amazon compared to like $100 or $200.
Yeah, and I have replaced. I've done the replacement.
Oh, nice.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
You order the replacement screen, and there's a link to the YouTube video, and the YouTube video shows you step
It's
by step
super
what to
simple,
do, and
yeah.
it's so smooth.
I've replaced mine twice. On the,
My
on the
first
bar.
3D printer had all kinds of problems, and I tore into the box and fixed it, so it's not too hard. YouTube for everything.
Yeah, resin's
for
much
sure.
easier
Resin's
though
better.
compared to FDM, dude. Resin's much easier.
But thank you guys for real. That was
Yeah, bro.
awesome.
Less
Appreciate
boat,
you.
more resin.
Of course, man.
Soon.
We're gonna need an
Soon,
unboxing when you
please.
get those pink boots too.
I'll wear them with crosshair.
They need it. Well, it's supposed to be because it's fucking crosshair. Beep. Sorry.
Damn it, Joe.
Speaking of beeps, so what are you working on this week, Joe?
Well, season 2 tech.
He's almost done.
You're like far along.
He's
With,
done.
I've been
dude.
following your build on. Yeah, it's.
No. So basically,
Yeah.
Did you hit print on like season
an
like
idea.
during season 1? Did you hit print for season 2?
dude, I'm trying to get ahead, right? I mean, that's what I did for the first tech. Like, once season 7 of TCW came out, I was like, I'm making this
That was
thing,
before we knew you.
and just charged forward. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I met you first, John, right? But I was like super hyper focused on building it. Like, I didn't care. I didn't know about social media. I didn't know about anything. I'm just building this guy. And but same kind of energy for season 2. And so luckily, with everything I've seen, which isn't much, it's the same kit. And if anything, he's just shed a couple of parts. The part I'm kind of worried about is the undersuit because I don't know if there's like some soft armor or who knows what's going on around his belly, around his crotch.
Jello.
Who knows what's going on? But yeah, so a lot of it's similar. I think one thing changed, a couple of things changed, like no shin armor, and then one bicep turned to leather. Like, it's super easy. So I just basically got season 1 files and just started reprinting, and just started like, let me just get ahead what I know, and then right now I'm kind of at a crossroads where I can't continue. But I just showed you
man.
guys just an image maybe 30 minutes ago of like where I'm at.
You're, like,
and
half
that's
done.
probably where I'm just going to stay put right there because I don't know where else to go.
Essentially.
I
You're done.
gotta wait.
You're basically done.
I need soft. I need the undersuit, man. I
The
don't know.
pants just look like blue jeans.
Denim.
Dude, I'm gonna get some skinny jeans, right? Skinny jeans.
Although there's like a white stripe
Yeah.
down the
Yeah,
side.
I have-
Hunter has a red stripe.
Yeah, that'll be tricky. That'll be interesting.
Here's the thing, though. Like that backpack, dude. I don't know if I'm gonna ship that backpack to London, man. Like I'll make. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm just gonna wear my kit
dude,
and
you
no
gotta bring
backpack.
No, you're bringing
Make
it.
everything,
What?
make everything,
Steven.
detachable.
What?
You gotta bring it to London, man.
Brian didn't bring his,
But
and he
Brian
was just
doesn't
like
go all the
6
way.
hours away. I got a
Your suit in the
It's
backpack.
hard, man.
I have an 8-foot rifle. I didn't need a backpack. Your little iPad thing's not going to cut it. You need your backpack.
You got you there, dude.
Steven, what are you working on?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I have a Forlom that I'm trying to fit into. A C-3PO, an R2-D2 I'm trying to get inside.
That's a big R2-D2.
I have,
That's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to build
It's a
one at
gonk.
home so
Oh,
you
I
can
need to build a
carry it.
gonk. That's what I need to build.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I just received my kit from Jamiroquai for Wrecker Season 2.
There you go.
So fortunately, I didn't need all the parts because he changes a bunch of stuff out. So I just got that. I got the helmet. I got 2 more helmets from Alpha Ignition for Wrecker. So I got one for Season 2, and then I got another one eventually for what we know is going to be Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, whatever. Yeah, so I'm working on those. I wouldn't say like
Yeah.
actively working. I'm like in the collecting phase right now of just collecting all the parts. But unlike you guys, I don't want to get an early start. I want to wait until maybe the season starts, and then we get a few episodes in before I start cutting things up.
But I mean, you can have stuff like primed and ready to go, and then just do it like. Even if I've got questions on stuff, I'm gonna make it to the best of my abilities. But then it's easy to change later.
Or what I should do is I should just build a second Season 1 kit
And wait.
and then completely just paint
that
over
would be
it.
accurate.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to do also. Because I was like,
Yeah,
I'll just do a whole new
right?
Season 1, like helmet and Season 1 armor, and then paint the orange. Dude, the orange is thicker than the red on my kit. You don't even see the red. Yeah, the lines are
It's
wider.
wider.
You don't see any red, except for on one of the biceps where he leaves it. So I was like, I'm not.
Yeah. So I'll probably start
in
prepping
this
it
one,
soon.
like text red line goes all the way down. Here are the black.
I can't
stops.
even hear what you're saying right now.
The black stops. How about that?
When you put a helmet on, that's not good for podcasting.
Sorry, bro. I've had a little bit of refreshment on my end. So.
Other than that, I just ordered a
Hello there.
Those are supposed to be a
Darth
lot better
Vader
than the
helmet.
ones that they released, previously.
Yeah.
The Vader helmets. Have you seen the comparisons?
Oh, it's not the Hasbro, dude. It's the
you
legit
got
like
something
fiberglass one
legitimate. All right.
that I ordered.
I thought you were talking about the Black Series style. Which
Yeah,
is an
yeah.
improvement too.
No, I was like, you know what? Why put in like close to $200 for the Hasbro thing, or I could just put in a little bit more money and
Do
get
it.
a fiberglass
right.
like
Yeah.
You could
legit
spend
cast.
$200 on Return of the Jedi
So-
Vader. I don't know.
Yeah. So
Well, thanks to Raimi.
well, we can't all be as lucky as you, John. But no, I mean, I figured I have a Rogue One Vader, which could I'm thinking can easily be converted to
Probably.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm waiting for all those
Images.
people on the onlines on the internets to dissect the costume before I cut anything up. But we'll
Dude,
see.
is Obi-Wan Kenobi coming back for season 2?
I hope so.
They made
There's a lot of
Disney
merch,
made so much
dude.
money just
All
getting
the
subscribers and
merchandising.
people
It's-
watching it.
it's enough. Yeah.
And
Well,
it was
the rumor-
good,
the-
but it was a
the-
good show. It was a really good show.
The story going around is that season 1 was supposed to be
they
the
have
first
like
movie of 3
a ton of more. Yeah, they have
originally,
plenty of
right?
content left to share.
But so the content that I wanted to talk about was episode reviews. So here on the Dad Batch podcast, what we're primarily going to be doing is episode review for season 2 once it drops. But obviously we don't have any season 2 episodes to review right now. Let me just get into that because we're going to do the
Shall we
episode
do
review,
what we do?
but change it up a little bit. So I told everybody to prep for this by watching Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 1 through 4, which is the first introduction of the Bad Batch. And I'm so glad that everyone decided to do their homework.
The algorithm.
Hey, I
Which
did.
nobody did.
I did it. I had it done in
watched
time
it.
for last weekend, which is when we were originally supposed to do this. I'm just saying.
Exactly. And I have a bad memory, and I already forgot.
That is also
in the
true
last
for me
7
as
days
well.
I watched
what
the
I
first
just
3.
watched.
Oh my god.
But I did watch all 4.
Yeah. I watched 2
You know what?
episodes
The
out of the
first 2
4
episodes are
for
so
an episode
freaking
review
good.
show.
Are so good. I mean, I'll get there eventually.
You didn't even have to
The
watch
first
the other
two
2.
were so good because they
were so
all
good.
So everyone highlighted their moves, and everyone was like so skilled, and it showed you the caliber of these clones compared to a reg, for example. Because they were doing backflips. Hunter was doing backflips.
So okay, so just so everybody knows, when season 2 drops, we're going to be doing weekly episode reviews, okay? But for this episode, what I wanted to talk about was why we all chose who we chose to costume as.
It's Dad Batch.
Hey,
sorry.
what's up, man?
Oh,
Yes, this is live.
that
This is the old
dude.
one.
Fish on.
Hey.
Aye, aye, Cap.
buddy.
What?
Sorry, it's
Zach,
Dad
who was
Batch.
that?
That was my oldest son, Brandon.
Qualified
Asian
dad.
blonde
Cool,
head
dude.
kid.
For the dad batch.
at least he's not screaming bloody murder like Mike did.
There you go. That's all you got to do.
So
Poor Amy.
So what we're going to talk about this week is why we chose who we chose, and more so our initial reactions of watching those first 4 episodes. Because so let me set the scene here. Let me set the stage a little bit. The year was 2018, July 19th, 2018. Okay, it was San Diego Comic-Con, the Clone Wars panel. And this was in one of the larger ballrooms in San Diego Convention Center. And on stage, they had Dave Filoni, they had Ashley Eckstein, they had, I believe, D. Bradley Baker was also on stage, and there was some other guests. I'm totally blanking on their names right now. I should have written that down. My apologies. But it was more like a retrospective on the Clone Wars.
talking
That's
about
how
the 10-year
the
anniversary
panel
panel?
started. And
I
then
was there for
the
that.
yes, we were there. And then they did what nobody expected. They did what no one in the room had expected, but we all wanted. They dropped the trailer for hashtag Clone Wars Saved. And everybody in the room lost their mind. I saw people crying. I was in the room and I got goosebumps. I mean, they all they did was show a trailer of just
Yeah.
helmets, just an
Yeah.
endless row of helmets.
I think I was sitting next to you when we saw that.
And it had a voice. Yeah, it had a voiceover from Captain Rex, and then they showed the Ahsoka's 332nd helmet as the logo for hashtag Clone Wars Saved.
No.
And we didn't know it was going to be about Bad Batch. At that point, all we knew was that Clone Wars was coming back. So fast forward about a year and a half, there were a few of us, thanks to the local costuming clubs in California, that we actually got invited to watch the first few episodes of
happened
Clone
to
Wars
be
at Lucasfilm.
The Bad Batch arc.
And it was the first 4 episodes. They showed all 4 episodes, and this was
Yeah.
I think this was what, January or February of
think
2020.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was
Burbank,
January
right?
Before the
because we all
dark
drove
times.
up, and yeah, yeah, and I remember watching those first 4, and then they had Dave Filoni and D. Bradley Baker come out after the first 4 episodes, talk about how The Bad Batch was George Lucas's last legacy leaving the company. It was the last thing that he worked on, was creating those characters with Dave. And how it was like so special that they were able to bring that back for the final season. And on the way back down, because we drove from
Are we in the same
San
car?
Francisco back down to California, to LA. And on the way back, we were all kind of like, we were so hyped up. We were all choosing,
that,
oh, I want to
right.
be
I
this
almost
character.
forgot that.
And
Well, there's no other clone
and you were
troopers.
just
Clone
like, well, I
troopers
look
are
like
awesome,
Hunter,
and
so I guess I'll be
I love
Hunter.
doing clone troopers, but none of them have long hair except for Tup. At one point, I did a Tup because he had his hair up in a bun. But Hunter had his hair down and he wore a bandana. I was like, that's it, mine, done. Problem solved.
Yeah. I knew instantly that I wanted to be Wrecker because he was just his personality. He's like a big kid, and then he's also like a big dude. And I was like, oh my god, like
All
a
of
big
our
dude in
dreams
clone
are coming
armor,
true.
finally.
Cavalry has arrived.
So the first one that I know of that actually started their build was Joe, because I remember you built was it a 212th? Was that you built first?
I built Waxer. I built.
Oh, you built Waxer.
Yeah, but that was because I wanted to build tech, and I didn't know how to build anything. So that Waxer, I consider Waxer as part of my tech build because I had to start somewhere. I had to learn, and so I consider Waxer as kind of my way in.
So why did you choose tech?
Because, dude, like, so it's super weird, but I was in the military for
That
a
is
long
weird.
time, and
That's so weird.
well, what's weird is that the job I did was working with special operations, doing a technical role with antennas all over my back, and all like literally.
Okay, you're saying too much now. Where it's like classified.
No,
stuff.
that's not classified. I can say that part, but I'll have to stop right there. But basically, when
or I'll have to kill you. I'll
when-
have to stop right there, or I'll have to kill you.
when season 7 premiered, for the regular people, right, the regs, not you guys because you had early access, but for the regular audience, my family saw the episode before I did, the episode 1, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, Dad's gonna freak out when he sees this."
And he did, yeah.
And they're like looking at me watching the show, like they weren't watching it, and they're like just watching me freak out, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I gotta build this guy." I didn't even finish the episode. I'm like, I was jumping up and down, like, "That's me! Oh my god, that's me!" And I was locked in, man. That was it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's sick. That's so good.
And then we have Crosshair. Crosshair, you even not even
He's already has the attitude,
dressed up as
yeah.
Crosshair. You exude Crosshair personality.
It can be cranky.
Like,
He's complaining
Was-
all the time.
it was like
can be
art
cranky.
imitating
That
life
could be.
at that point.
And my hair's graying, so I mean,
Why'd you choose Crosshair?
the attitude, the sniper rifle. Come on, that's just cool. I just liked how in those first couple episodes there, season 7 too, when they were like all a gang, like they were such a squad together. He was different then too, you know, and then now it's like he still has his chip, so he's just kind of confused. And
You
he's
mean a
got
chip on
problems,
his shoulder?
but
Right,
Obviously, right, okay.
right. He said he
Glad
doesn't
we
have one.
confirmed
in
he
his
took
head,
it
that's
out.
for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I just like that snaky aspect, and you know, sniper rifles are cool. So I'm pretty simple when it comes to that. I was like, I'm gonna build this, and then I don't know. You know, those 3D print modelers are always like so quick, and the files like came out. Oh, that was after the show, actually. That wasn't
Super
after
fast.
season 7, but the files came out quick, and I started printing it like right away. When did I start? I think I went back and looked at when I got the files. I think I got the files in like June or July of 2020, and I started like right away. But when I completed it, I looked awesome, but I couldn't move.
were you like super hyped up? Like, did you
Yes.
identify with
I mean,
him,
not as
or-
much as Joe.
Like,
Not-
were you like, oh my
not as
god, this
much
guy's a
as
total
Joe,
jerk.
but-
He's perfect.
Which is funny, is I'm actually super nice, but
Dude, my favorite scene, I swear to God, the favorite scene of Crosshair is the first episode when
he
he's just
flicks
staring
his
down
toothpick at him. He's like,
Jesse in the transport, and he's just he's just staring him down. He's like, "What are you looking at?"
yeah.
We know that don't work with rats.
Dude, he hits him in the
Like,
face
it's
with a
so
toothpick, dude. He hits him in the face with a
my
toothpick. He just flicks it right at
so
his face.
good. It's so good. You know what though? Like I gotta say this. Like so, like working with special operations. Sometimes we would work with the regular army or whatever, and it's not like that bad.
But it is.
There's definitely like a difference. And dude, it's so freaking funny, man. I lost my crap when I saw that. It's so funny.
So Joe, when you were in the military, did you like? Are there people that you worked with who have personalities of like similar to the Bad Batch?
Heck yeah, not just Bad Batch, but the clones in general. Like, I mean, that's what the beauty of the Clone Wars is. They worked in, and it's obviously because the Jedi wanted them to kind of develop their own personalities, right? And they encouraged that. And so you see these really, they might have the same voice, but there's these personalities. And dude, yeah, I definitely knew a Wrecker. I definitely knew Crosshair, and Echo's special, man, because Echo was a wreck, right? But Echo got blown up. Poor guy. I feel so bad for that guy. Enhanced, yeah, but there's definitely some trauma with Echo, right? Like he's been through some crap, and we would call it the 1,000-yard stare, where you're just like you're just staring out into nothing because you've just been like you've seen some stuff, right? That's Echo, man. Echo's face is like sunken in. He's been through some crap. He's not quite right, dude. Like I'm telling you, man. The writers and creators, specifically of the Bad Batch, like they did. I don't know if they got some homework in or who they consulted, but it's pretty good, man. I really, really, obviously love these characters, but it's pretty good, man.
Well, after having 6 kids and a son-in-law, I can understand why Ruby has the 1,000-yard stare now.
I've seen things, man. No, so
I've seen a lot of
So
poop
is
and a lot of
Is that why you
vomits.
chose Echo?
I have made more than one costume, essentially on a dare, and not that this one started that way, but I have a Lobot costume, and so I joke that I've got the hairline for it, right? So and I will shave my beard off for anything. It doesn't bother me because it'll just grow back. So I would wear Lobot for forever, and then like here's this character in the Clone Wars that basically looks, or by the time we see him in the Bad Batch, I mean he looks like Lobot. He's got the headset on, and so then I think, okay, now how could I make a helmet? Like how could the helmet go on and off over that and make it work? And so then it just becomes me daring myself. Like I bet you can't figure that out. And so I figured out how to make the helmet go on and off over the Lobot head. Like I can have mine on and still pull the helmet off and put it back on. And so I figured that. And so then I just like how would that arm work? You know, and like could you fit your real arm in there and still have it like look convincing? And so by the time I kind of get through these things that I sort of dare myself to figure out, I'm like, well, crap, I'm half done. I may as well finish the suit now. So, you know, and I knew enough of you guys that were working on other characters, and it just kind of worked out. It was a bit serendipitous that we all kind of came together.
Totally.
Having been working or wanting to work on different characters, and like
That's the
here we
best
are, all
part, I
5 of
think.
us. So,
Dude, John, I didn't know you, Ramey, and John would feed me videos, like 15-second clips of you with the Lobot piece on,
Yeah.
putting on your helmet and then taking it off.
Yeah.
And I'm like I'm in the garage screaming like, "Holy crap! This is awesome!" You know, I'm freaking out like how awesome it is, and I'm not realizing like
That's
you're
the
here,
coolest
you're in
thing.
SoCal. Like
A lot of
I'm
us.
gonna,
so,
this is gonna
for
happen.
anyone
Like we
listening
can
to this
actually
now,
make this happen.
Me, Brian, Ramey, and Steven knew each other before this, and I had met Joe at an Imperial Surplus sale that he has often. Yeah, the B sale in Azusa, and I had
sale.
been following him on Instagram, so I knew who he was. But I saw this guy at the sale, and he had a tech helmet, And I was like, wow, like someone's working on tech. That's so cool.
I
And
was.
went, oh, you were there. You were there.
I was there with you when I witnessed all this. Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
I was
saw
there.
tech,
Yeah.
but we didn't know,
You were
I
there.
didn't
You were
realize
there,
it
Raimi.
was Joe. So I was like, oh, cool. You're working on a tech also. Like I've been following this dude on Instagram. I'm like, oh my god, it's you. You're the same guy. Yeah.
It's Tech Bad Batch,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's you. Wow. So that was really fun. And it was actually a nice moment because we got to kind of click and we're like, oh, well, he's
Super
working on Echo, and I'm
serendipitous.
working on Hunter, and we have a buddy working on Wrecker and a buddy working on Crosshair. I don't know if Brian was still had jumped on Crosshair yet or not at that point. But actually,
No,
he had, right?
you built Hunter, and then you met Joe,
Right.
and I was already like
printing stuff.
kind of going down the path,
Yeah.
and it just kind of instigated the
Well,
it
that was
elevated
the
it.
thing, 'cause
That
we're like,
escalated
well, we
quickly,
have
and then it was like
Steven,
Steven was
yeah.
on board, and then once Raimi got on board, I was like, oh well, we're done now. This is.
Dude, when you finally got Crosshair going, so
Yeah.
we did
He
that
was
one
Vaughn.
photo shoot with Mark Edwards, and you were the
I
332nd.
was
You were
Vaughn.
you were
yeah.
Captain Vaughn. Yeah. And so me and John did these just Hunter and
Yeah.
Tech, and you're like, dude, I got to do this. And then the three of us showed up at that one freaking.
So that was it. That
troop.
was the point. That's when he got him his crosshair.
And then Steven saw us wearing at that one troop,
It was just
and
puzzle
Raimi,
pieces.
and you guys were like,
It
oh
fit
yeah, we're doing
perfectly.
this. Snowball.
Honestly, I probably have 5 or 6 costumes that are all like 80% done, that have been sitting at 80% done for like 3-4 years. And if it wasn't for the squad, for you guys, like I wouldn't have never
Another 80%
started or
costume.
finished Wrecker. Like it would have just been another costume MIA.
But you know what's
Yeah.
you know what's cool though? It's the squad idea of like good costumes that don't really exist anywhere
Yeah.
else. Like think of a squad.
Oh, I think
right?
that's what hyper elevated the whole project was once we realized that we have all 5 of us, and then
We
we
had
threw,
all 5, and
then we threw Levi in the mix with Omega. Like that was like,
yeah.
That was fun.
And
That was
this
fun to
day,
build that
though,
in
to this
because
day,
we
are
weren't.
the
I wasn't
only
thinking
group
of that.
Has
at
ever
first, and then it
completed
just made
the
sense.
full Bad Batch plus Omega.
yeah.
I mean, there's no one else has done the whole batch.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. There's
I've seen
no other
3
group that's
here,
done all
3
5,
there,
No.
2 here,
let
2
alone
there.
all 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Well, that's
that's something to be proud
It's
of,
kind
I
of-
think, because whatever we accomplished something that no one else in the world has yet, which is fucking
The
awesome.
completely absurd part is we all kind of look like him too. That's the weirdest part.
We all
So
look
weird.
like our
It's
characters.
so weird.
I mean,
Like
we're not
the-
clones. We look different from each other. Nobody would say we look alike until
No,
we
no.
put those costumes on, and then we kind of look like those characters.
So I used to have a full head of hair. Okay, when I saw the first episode of Bad Batch, I had a full head of hair, and then during COVID, my wife was giving me haircuts at home, and messed up so that I had to shave my head.
Really?
And when I shaved my head, I was like, "Hey,
I'm onto something here.
maybe I kind of look like this guy."
It worked out really well.
And then at that point, I was just
That's funny.
I got a big ass forehead.
Yeah, one of those.
Like receding hairline. Here. Good old tech boy.
Well, your face is always in a
Yeah.
phone. That's
Funny.
This is my tech impression.
Yeah.
Always, dude. I actually am on my phone, dude. I got like my work screen right here, and then I got my phone over here.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we were able to do that, and then like John was saying, just
That
throw
was the
all
best
of our
part.
extra
So much
parts to
fun.
Levi, and then she just was like,
Yeah, that was the best part.
That was an unexpected,
Omega.
Yeah, that was-
We're like,
fun
what do we have?
part.
losing Crosshair, losing the Omega too. That was just for the like fun and the work that we all put into it, and how like everyone contributed. It was like just as much of a bummer.
But it's fine, right?
It was
Yeah, she had parts from like all of us, right?
yeah, pretty much. Yep. Everybody gave her something.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was cool.
It worked out.
For those of you who would like to follow us, you could always follow us at Dad Batch Pod on Instagram,
YouTube?
TikTok, Facebook, all the socials. at Dad Batch Pod. You can follow me at
John,
stevie.kicks
you can find
on
John
all the
at
socials.
Ignition on all the socials.
John, where can people find you?
You can
Brian,
find me
where
at
can people find you?
tech.badbatch.
You can find Joe on Symphony and Easy.
And
I
Brainy,
am, I
do you
am
want people to find
notoriously
you?
bad at social media. So the best way to find me, and my Instagram handle is my first initial last name, so creative, which is difficult to spell. So the best way to find me is to go find a picture of the Bad Batch on any one of these other guys'
Look for the tag.
Instagrams, and then link to me from there, because they will tag me because they actually remember my name. So that's the best way.
Smart. Good answer.
Excellent. All right, guys. That's it for episode 0 of the Dad Batch podcast. We hope you all enjoyed this, and thank you again for listening.